Coming up on 5 Minute News. US Senate votes Trump impeachment trial is constitutional. GOP senator flips on impeachment trial. And coronavirus unlikely to have leaked from China lab. It's Wednesday, February 10. I'm Anthony Davis. A divided US Senate voted largely along party lines on Tuesday to move ahead with Donald Trump's impeachment trial on a charge of inciting the deadly assault on the Capitol, but conviction appears unlikely barring a major shift among Republicans. The Senate voted 56-44 to proceed to the first ever trial of a former president, rejecting his defense lawyer's argument that Trump was beyond the reach of the Senate after having left the White House on January 20th. Democrats hope to disqualify Trump from ever holding public office, but Tuesday's outcome suggested they face long odds. Only 6 Republican senators joined Democrats to vote in favor of allowing the trial to take place, far short of the 17 needed to secure a conviction. Convicting Trump would require a 2/3 majority in the 50-50 Senate. The vote capped a dramatic day in the Senate chamber in Washington, D.C. Democratic lawmakers serving as prosecutors opened the trial with a graphic video interspersing images of the January 6 Capitol violence with clips of Trump's incendiary speech to a crowd of supporters moments earlier urging them to fight like hell to overturn his November 3rd election defeat. Senators serving as jurors, including some actively involved in the crime, watched as screens showed Trump's followers throwing down barriers and hitting police officers at the Capitol. The video included the moment when police guarding the House of Representatives chamber fatally shot Ashley Babbitt, one of 5 people, including a police officer, who died in the rampage. Trump, who was impeached by the Democratic-led House on January 13th, is only the 3rd president in U.S. history to be impeached, and the only one to be impeached twice. His defense argued he was exercising his right to free speech under the Constitution's First Amendment when he addressed supporters before the Capitol attack. Republican Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana joined Democrats in voting against ending Donald Trump's impeachment trial on Tuesday, a surprise reversal that Cassidy said was a response to the former president's lawyers doing a terrible job of arguing their case. Cassidy was among 6 Republican senators who sided with Democrats on the question of whether a former president can be tried after leaving office. The Louisiana senator's position was a switch from January, when he voted to end the proceedings on the grounds that they were unconstitutional. The votes drew swift criticism from Republicans in the senator's deeply conservative state, but Cassidy said Trump's attorneys didn't make their case. While the Democrats' impeachment managers were focused, they were organized, relying on precedent and legal scholars, Trump's team was disorganized, random, had nothing, he said. They talked about many things, but they didn't talk about the issue at hand, Cassidy said after the vote. Still, the senator said his decision to move ahead with the trial shouldn't be taken as a sign he will later vote to convict the former president. In recent calls with reporters, including one on Tuesday morning, Cassidy had refused to say whether he believes Trump committed an impeachable offense. The coronavirus most likely appeared in humans after jumping from an animal. A team of international and Chinese scientists looking at the origins of COVID-19 saying an alternate theory that the virus leaked from a Chinese lab was unlikely. A closely watched visit by World Health Organization experts to Wuhan, the Chinese city where the first coronavirus cases were discovered, did not dramatically change the current understanding of the early days of the pandemic, said Peter Ben Embarek, the leader of the WHO mission. But it did add details to that story, he said at a news conference as the group wrapped up a 4-week visit to the city. And it allowed the joint Chinese WHO team to further explore the lab leak theory, which former US President Donald Trump and officials from his administration had put forward without evidence. The Wuhan Institute of Virology is home to many different virus samples, leading to allegations that it may have been the source of the original outbreak, whether on purpose or accidentally. Imbarak, a WHO food safety and animal disease expert, said experts now consider the possibility of such a leak so improbable that it will not be suggested as an avenue of future study. China had already strongly rejected the possibility of a leak and has promoted other theories. The Chinese and foreign experts considered several ideas for how the disease first ended up in humans, leading to a pandemic that has now killed more than 2.3 million people worldwide. You can subscribe to 5 Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5 Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate and review online at 5minute.news. 5 Minute News is an Evergreen Podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.